For those who prefer Linux or are simply curious about Linux and other open source technologies, this is Category 5 Technology TV.
Welcome to episode number 264 of Category 5 Technology TV, Tuesday, October the 9th, 2012. Nice to see ya.
Greetings, everyone.
Hey, Hillary.
Hey there.
How are you doing?
I'm fantastic.
Good,
How
good.
are you?
Hey, I'm doing pretty good. You know, we got through the busiest kind of couple weeks of Category 5 history.
Yes.
You know, the 5th anniversary, the launch of Season 6, and all the stuff that's been going on here at the studio with the changes that you can see.
Oh, totally.
That our viewers can't yet see.
Someday you will.
It's looking pretty good, eh?
I'm
Beyond the
feeling it.
camera.
I'm feeling it.
All right. All right. What's new?
Oh, well, just keeping it real, you know. Nothing. I wish I had some crazy story to report, but, well, I don't.
You gotta make these things up before the show, you know.
Next time I'll come up with something better.
My crazy story today, I was driving home after work, and there was a lady who was driving, and she was seriously grooving to the music. She was like this, and I'm like, dude, you're driving, and she's like so into this. And then I realized she's actually cranking her window with all of her might, and I was like, oh, okay. Now I understand.
Oh, that's pretty funny, actually.
It was at the time. Yes. Hey, good to see everybody in the chat room. Pyrus Rock is joining us for the first time in a little while live.
Back.
Great to see you. Nice to have you here. JP, hey, Agamotto, Dennis Kelly, Jot.
The gang.
Lots of people joining
The whole
us.
gang. Back in town.
Yeah, and if you're not in the chat room, you're watching live, please do join us.
Yeah.
If you're watching this after the fact even, come into the chat room. Some of us certainly hang out throughout the week. Be nice to see you.
Lots always going in the chat room. And it's also cool to be in the chat room because we often do special prizes and jokes and things like that.
You don't get the full effect of the jokes that we type in the chat room, folks, if you don't join the chat room.
It's true. That's what I have to say about that. Moving onward and upward.
Hey, what do we got coming up tonight?
Lots coming up in the world of technology news. For instance, Samsung is expecting record profits coming up in the next little bit for them. I wonder why.
Nice.
World of Warcraft cities have been massacred by hackers. Ugh.
Uh-oh.
Sony's water-resistant Xperia tablet is being pulled from store shelves for not being water-resistant.
That's no good.
Weird. And lastly, The Barcode had its 60th birthday on Sunday. Stick around because these stories are coming up later in our show.
Cool. We're going to be tonight. We're going to be looking at traveling back in time. We're actually going to do it. I was talking to Hillary about how this was going to take place in the show. We're not talking post-production. We're not talking about any kind of camera tricks or anything like that. We're talking about tapping into your computer's audio buffer to be able to record from past events. Hillary walked in and we had the conversation, and she said, well, I don't really understand what you're talking about. I said, well, okay, well, imagine you just walked in the door and we had this conversation, and then I decided, I should really record that. I hit record, and it actually starts recording in the past so that everything that we had said is not lost. We're going to learn how to do that on our Linux computer tonight.
Sounds good to me.
For all you super spies out there, stick around. Also, we've got some prizes to give away to our local viewers as well.
Yeah.
You were at the 5th anniversary show. A lot of fun there, and we gave out ballots. They look something like this bad boy.
Yep.
And get yours out tonight. If you're from Barrie or surrounding area, you were at the anniversary show, and you've got one of those ballots, make sure you have it out. We're going to be calling out numbers tonight. We've got some great stuff from Thermaltake to give away tonight. Very excited about that. Also want to remind you that you can send your postcards to us. We love to receive those. Hillary, how can they send their postcards?
Get a pen and old-fashioned postcard. And this is what you write. Category 5 Technology TV, P.O. Box 29009, Barrie, Ontario, which of course is in Canada, L4N7W7.
Love, absolutely love to receive your viewer postcards. It's a lot of fun for us to be able to kind of pinpoint where viewers are watching from, and it's kind of like an old school way of communicating with you. So if you don't have the ability to send a postcard, do send us an email, live@category5.tv, and you can also visit our mobile site, m.cat5.tv, if you'd like to check us out on your mobile device. That's where you go, m.cat5.tv, or scan that QR code. All right.
Sounds good to me.
We're going to take a real quick break, Hillary. After this, we're going to start with your viewer questions. If you have one for us and you haven't sent it in, get in the chat room. It's Category 5 on Freenode. And, of course, you can also just get there directly through our site on the Interact menu at category5.tv. So we will be right back with your viewer questions after this.
At Eco Alkalines, we believe you should be able to trust your batteries not just here, but here, here, and here. But with one exception, you should also be able to trust your batteries here. Eco Alkalines are the world's first and only certified carbon-neutral battery manufactured to the highest standards of recycling and quality, without any trace amounts of harmful chemicals like mercury, lead, or cadmium. Eco Alkalines provide performance that rivals leading national alkaline battery brands at a comparable price. Find out more about the Eco Alkalines difference. EcoAlkalines.com.
This is Category 5 Technology TV. I'm your host, Robbie Ferguson.
And I'm Hillary Rumble. Category5.tv is a member of the Tech Podcast Network. If it's tech, it's here. And the International Association of Internet Broadcasters.
Thanks, Hillary. We mentioned that we've got prizes for you. If you're from the Barrie area, you were at our 5th anniversary. What do we have here tonight?
Pokey doodle.
Oh, I see some cool stuff. Hillary's going to have to...
I'm going to hold them up.
Yeah. What do you got? What do you got? And you've got our tickets ready for you. Here we go. Okay, prize number 1. Whoa! This is not just a Water 2.0. This is a Water 2.0 Extreme Edition from Thermaltake. Now, you remember the Water 2.0 is a self-contained, non-refill, like you'd never have to refill this.
Yes.
Water cooling system, liquid cooling system for your computer. Easy to install, and this is the Extreme Edition. So this gives you the ultimate solution for your computer. Yes. So we're going to give one of those away.
And this bad boy from Ladon.
This is the Ladon gaming mouse pad, also from Thermaltake, but this is their esports line.
Oh, cool.
We were talking a little bit about how cool this is, because you think about mouse pads and you always think the traditional kind of small little square. But if you're gaming, you're always falling off of the edge or whatever. You got to lift up your mouse and move it over.
Yes.
This one has a much larger surface area. Not only that, but it increases the resolution of your mouse because it is such a good material, specifically designed to increase your gaming speed. So that is the Ladon mouse pad. We got to give one of these away. I say we give away the mouse pad first.
Sure. And
then we are going to come back with this after viewer questions as well.
Ooh la la. All right.
Oh, the suspense.
I'm going to shake it up.
All right. If you are from the Barrie area, you were at our 5th anniversary show, you got one of these tickets, make sure you pull that out now. This is for the Ladon mouse pad. I wonder if I can open this up and show the viewers the difference here.
I'm fishing for a good win.
Here we go. Here we go. Okay. Standard mouse pad. There it is. Ladon.
Ooh.
Look at the difference.
Substantially larger.
Substantially larger, thinner, very nice material. You can see that it's actually, the particular material is for high resolution gaming. Look at that. What do we got?
All right. I'm nervous. I want to pick a good win. Not that I know anybody who came to the show, and not that I know anyone who wants to win. It's completely random. Okay. The winning number is 8, 6, 5, 6, 7, 6. If this is your number and you are in the chat room, please let us know that you are there.
You can also give us a call throughout the week, 2545-CAT5TV. They never go back into the box the way they came out. There we go. I got it. Good as new. It's in the box. Give us a call throughout the week at our CAT phone line. It's at the bottom of our website. Also, you can pop us an email live at category5.tv if that's your number. 865-676. for a Layton mousepad from Thermaltake eSports. Very, very cool.
Very, very, very cool, I'd say.
We've got more stuff to give away tonight. We've got that water cooler system for your computer, so don't go anywhere. Keep those tickets handy. All right? It's one prize per ticket, so keep that in mind.
Beauty.
All right?
Okay, well, I'm rip raring to go here with some viewer questions.
Fantastic. Take it away.
Okay, this comes to us from JP.
Hey, JP.
Saying, I was using mint cinnamon, but after doing some... But after doing some people said it works, while others said it wasn't compatible. So I went to using Ubuntu 12.04. It works, but I'm not a big fan of Unity. What distro that you like best? What distro do you like best for non-Unity?
Story of my life, man. Trying all the different distros that are out there, and then, I got to go back to Ubuntu. I mean, they've got excellent support. It's a good operating system. You got to admit, it's a great distribution. But there are those of us who just are not big on the Unity interface. Now, for me personally, I fell in love with Zorin OS. I mean, Albert R. in the chat room saying the same thing. Zorin is a good one to use. And Chris Reich mentioning Debian. I'm going to talk about that for a second as well. But looking at Zorin OS, if you're looking for a desktop distribution that is really clean out of the box, that's going to be the one right now that I think that I can feel really confident about recommending. I'm going to go to their website, zorin-os.com. It's just so clean. I mean, they've kind of gone back to the roots of desktop Linux, where it's just meant to be really, really sleek, solid, rock solid. It's based on Ubuntu, so it's got that at its core. So what you're looking for in Ubuntu, those stable updates, because some will complain that Ubuntu has kind of out-of-date repositories, but the fact is that they're very, very particular about making sure everything's stable. So if you're using just the stable installation, the regular installation, you're pretty much, I won't say guaranteed, but you're kind of guaranteed that it's going to work quite well on most hardware. So Zorin OS takes that Ubuntu core, which is based on Debian, adds more to it, creates more of a user-friendly desktop without Unity. They've also created a system that allows you to make it actually look like specific operating systems. For example, if you're a real Windows fan, Windows 7 say, you can actually skin Zorin OS to look very, very similar to Windows 7. I mean, I'm talking everything from the positioning of the menu at the bottom to the way that the system itself feels as you're using it. Very similar. Very, very similar. So you're, again, stepping away from Unity there. And, how cool is that? There's also, if you purchase, now some people will say, well, Linux, I don't want to have to pay for Linux. That's fine. There's a free version of Zorin OS and it's got that. But you can pitch in, just give a little bit to the software by purchasing the software. You can buy a premium license of Zorin OS, Zorin OS Ultimate. And it's €15 plus $3 shipping if you want a disc, or if you want to just download it, it's €10. So it's basically, I look at it as you're donating to a really cool project, and you're getting some bonus features. So with the Ultimate Edition, so you go to get it up at the top, and then Premium, and you'll see the Ultimate Edition over here, right? You can purchase it as a download, 32 or 64-bit. For €10. So think of it as it, and they even say on the button it's a donation. So you're donating to a really great project. That gives you the ability also to skin it as Mac OS 10. So it looks very, very similar. Let's see if I can find a screenshot. And it's not to mimic. Let's not get this wrong. It's not to necessarily mimic particular operating systems. Okay. What we're actually doing here is we're creating a platform. They're distributing a platform that makes it easy for people to get into Linux. Because if I've been using Windows 7 for the past couple years, and that's what I'm used to migrate all of a sudden to Unity is like, whoa. And then I'm going to say, well, I don't like it. I don't like the change. It's too severe. Zorin OS gives us a chance to try something that is more familiar, helps us kind of ease our way into Linux. So now, I'm not getting pop-ups anymore. I'm not getting viruses. I accidentally clicked on that email from my brother that he forwarded that had a virus in it, but it didn't do anything. that's the kind of experience you can that you'll get from a Linux-based operating system, which is Zorin OS. So there, like I say, there's a free version there. Okay, so on the website, get it free, and you can actually download either the 32 or 64-bit of Zorin OS 6. All right, give it a try. Highly recommend it. Yeah. Talking about Debian, there was mention in the chat room about Debian there. Chris Reich saying, well, that's a good one as well. Debian, I would say, now take the next step. Okay, so now we've chosen Zorin OS as kind of the entry level for Linux. So if I'm coming from Windows and I want to try it, or if I'm fairly new to Linux, or if I just don't want to get my hands too dirty, and I just want something that works and it looks good, it's functional, it's got lots of free software for it, and it works out of the box. Zorin OS is the thing. If, on the other hand, you're a bit of a power user, you love Linux, you know your way around it enough to know how to fix a broken package, to use apt-get, to do that kind of stuff, to add a repository. If you know how to do those things, you might be more interested in the customization of Debian, because keep in mind, Ubuntu is based on Debian. Zorin OS is based on Ubuntu. So basically what happens is Debian is the base, and then they've customized it, and now here it's Ubuntu, and then they've customized that, and now it's Zorin OS. You're getting Debian at its core, and then you're getting all these customizations. So if you feel confident that you want to do the customizations to really make it your own operating system, start with Debian. Debian is a great place to be if you're a bit of a power user. That's what I use at the office. So I use Debian Squeeze, which is the stable edition, and then I've added Compiz and the various things, GNOME desktop, so just like GNOME 2.3, like just an old version of GNOME, to make it feel the way I want my Linux to feel. So it really depends on where you're at. All right,
cool.
Thanks very much for the questions.
Thank you very much.
And
let us know.
Please do let us know. Very, very interested to know that you're trying out different distributions, and we'd love to know what you find. We're here to help you too. That's what the show's all about, right?
Totally.
So
sweet. All right. Moving onward and upward. Got me another question here coming to us from 2 Redline.
Can I just say, in the chat room, if people are, well, I didn't, that's not my number. We have more prizes to give away. Okay? So don't go anywhere. Stay with us here. Okay? Sorry, I didn't.
It's okay.
I know people needed to nip that one in the butt.
I know people love the prizes. They want the prizes.
I love the prizes. I love giving you stuff, folks.
He does.
Yeah.
He's a giver. Gives from the heart. And now he's going to give from the mind his information to how to solve this problem.
There.
Okay.
Wouldn't it be great if it's one of those ones that I'm like, I have no idea.
I don't know.
Now that she's let it up like that.
Okay, sorry. Okay.
Never even heard of it. Don't know.
All right.
All right.
Fast forward or rewind. I don't know which. 2 Redline writes to us saying, I donated a PC and installed Chemo for my son's daycare.
Right.
I removed all the menu bars, time, etc. from the desktop.
Yeah.
How do I restore them when I need to install new software for them?
Interesting question. Okay, so you've set up a bit of a Chemo kind of kiosk so that the kids can play on it and they're not affecting the actual system. There's a couple of ways that you can do this. Now, of course, you can launch a terminal window, Control-Alt-T, I think, or yeah, I think so. I don't have hotkeys on mine. Is it Control-Alt-T, Control-Shift-T, Control-Alt-T? If you bring up a terminal and you know the application name, you can type it in, or you can type in Nautilus. It'll bring up like a Nautilus window so that you can browse and go to the program and double-click on the executable. What I do, though, here's my preferred method. I love setting up different sessions for different users and using the different session managers. So in your case there, I'll give you a usage case example. My kids use Chemo on my wife's computer, but my wife, of course, doesn't want to use Chemo. She's actually using Unity, and she's using it for all of her regular computer usage. So when the kids want to log in, she actually does a switch session, like a switch user on that computer, right? So for me, for example, I can click up here, and I can choose, I can change, well, where is it on this one? There we go. I've just got a couple of pretend accounts here. So if I wanted to switch to tester guy, I would click on it. So in our case, we have a session called kids. And the kids session has the Kimo session set to the default, but my wife's session has Unity set to the default. So in that way, she's able to swap back and forth, and she's able to make changes to the system, for example, installing applications using Synaptic Package Manager. She can do that from her user account. Then she goes back into Kimo and then uses, I suppose you just launch terminal, use Nautilus, and then with Nautilus you're able to drag icons over to the Kimo menu, for example, and do that kind of thing. So that's one way. If you have GNOME installed, you could try Alt F2 and type in GNOME-panel, and that'll load your GNOME panel. So many different ways you could do it, depending on the way that you've set it up. I like using multiple sessions, and then that way you've got kind of an administrator account, and then the kids account is completely separate, and that way they literally cannot break anything, or at least you've got an administrator account that you can use to create, to destroy that account and recreate a new one, so that it can be kind of reverted. So I hope that helps. Really do.
Good info. And that was nice of you to donate your computer
to
the kids.
Yeah, that's a good way to do it. And I think Linux, that's another great thing about Linux, is it can breathe new life into older systems as well. So, and something like Kimo makes it easy for kids to use. My kids love it. They don't necessarily know the word Linux yet, but they know Kimo, which is kind of funny. But Kimo is basically just a desktop. It's a session. So on Linux, you can change the way each user's account looks by using different sessions, whether it be GNOME, KDE, Kimo, which I think is XFCE based, and you can install them side by side, right? So
that's neat.
You're never limited to a particular layout on your entire computer. It's on a per user basis.
Smart.
Yeah.
Cool.
They love it.
Good idea. I just noticed a question in the chat room.
And I should, while we're in the chat room, Agamotto just making... I'll just mention that Kimo, for those who are curious about it now, is spelled Qimo.
Yes.
All right. Let's see if I have a hot link to it. Just because some people are asking, well, what is that? That's true.
They're like, what is that? Yes, not like Kimo.
No.
Qimo.
So the website is Kimo4, the number 4, kids.com. Qimo4, the number 4, kids.com. That'll get you there. And version 3 is out, so it's the latest and greatest version of Kimo. So check that out.
Okay.
Sorry. Okay. Back to the chat room.
Question in the chat room from Kamom. Hi to crew and everybody. You're awesome. Thank you.
Cheers.
Do you see any chance of making the show live work with Nash? On Debbie and Wheezy here, I'm able to watch an archive on YouTube.
Sorry, how do you mean?
I'm not sure.
Seeing a chance of making the show live work with Nash. You mean like to be able to play it in multimedia player rather than through a web browser window? Is that what you mean? Kamom? Is that it? If you're talking about streaming to your multimedia player, then that unfortunately is outside of what we're able to do right now. We're just kind of watching for a response.
Yeah, we're just waiting.
There. Yeah.
Not fully sure.
It's a media player anyways, right? So I'm not familiar with the player itself. I'm not sure what would be involved in making it work. It supports Flash, right? So it would depend on whether it supports particular methods that we use. I mean, we're streaming through Justin.tv and Ustream.tv live, and then the show goes out through our syndication networks, through our RSS feeds, all over the world as M4V files. In the HD front, there's MP4 files for the SD files, MP3. Oh, Albert R. saying that you mean Nash instead of using Flash. So I'll have to do some testing on that, Kamom. If you could simply pop me an email live at category5.tv if you could, and source me with a little bit more information. I of course wasn't aware that you were having any trouble using an open source alternative. I'd like to make that work, but again, we're limited during the live broadcast to what is provided by Justin.tv and Ustream.tv. These are providers that allow us to stream the video through their servers. Now, if we had, for example, if somebody were to provide a third-party server that we could push a flash feed to, or any other kind of feed. I mean, it could be WMV, it could be OGG. We could do like an OGG Theora or something like that. If we had a server to push it through, then yeah, we could open it up and make some changes. But right now we're limited to those particular servers. So sorry about that. XBMC, you're going to only be able to watch on the syndicated after the fact through our RSS feeds and things like that, because it's going to play back the M4V files. Yeah, so many different technologies to try to be compatible with, eh? And we do our absolute best to make the show accessible for you. If there are ways that you know of that we could do a better job, then please extend that information to us, because I as the programmer who makes this kind of work, I really want to be able to do those things for you. I just need to know that it's going to be reliable, it's going to be faithfully there. We've been doing this for more than 5 years now, and its consistency is a very, very important thing to what we do. So now, do we have any other questions before we move on to our next prize draw of the evening?
I just saw a quick question, well, maybe a quick question in
yeah?
the chat room pop up saying, is there an easy way to install Crash Plan on Debian?
Crash Plan. Let me take a look at what that is. What is that?
What is Crash Plan?
What is Crash Plan? The backup software? Free trial for Windows, Linux, Mac. I'm going to click on Linux here. Download for Linux. What is it? It's a tar.gz file. Kind of looks like it has info there.
Automated backup?
It has an install.sh file. Is that what you mean?
Wait.
Okay,
wait
so
for feedback.
I've
here.
downloaded it. I've copied it to my hard drive. Now I'm right-clicking on install.sh, going permissions, make sure it's set to allow executing file as program. Let's open this like that. We'll run. And it doesn't do anything. So let's run it in the terminal. So I've gone to terminal. Now I extracted that to cd/tmp/ I think it had a capital R, yeah, Crash Plan install. Do an ls and you'll see that there's install.sh, so you go /install.sh. It's going to want to probably run as root. Press enter to continue with installation, but I'm not going to run it as root just now. And there it is warning me, not installing as root. While it is recommended to install as root, it is not required. Know the difference. If you install something like this not as root, then only the running user is going to be able to access this software. If you run it as root, it's going to be available to the whole system. So is that as far as you've gotten? Did you get that far? So basically what I've done is I've gone to terminal. It looks like they've provided a really nice install.sh file. You just have to run it. So again, the way to do that is to go to the folder where you've extracted it, which, when you open the file in Linux that you've downloaded, it's going to have all these files. Just extract them to your temp folder or wherever on your desktop, doesn't matter. And then just /install.sh and then hit enter. Okay. If you would like it to be system-wide, do it this way. Sudo for super user do /install.sh. That's going to run it as root or super user. If you're on Debian, use su for the same effect, and then go through the install process. Never heard of it, never used it, but that's how you apparently install it. Yeah.
Good to know.
Okay.
We just did that quick time. It took like 2 seconds.
We do our best around here to point you in the right directions. That's from guest 76179. Let us know where you're from, where you're watching from, and also maybe Jot can help you to assign yourself a nickname in the chat room there as well, if you don't mind, Jot. Okay, do we do this?
Yes.
Oh, fans of the show, looky here. It's a Water 2.0 Extreme.
Go Barry.
Come on, Barry and surrounding areas. I have to say that because I know that there were many viewers from outside of town as well.
There were people.
But if you were at our 5th anniversary show, you've got your ticket. Yeah? All right. Get it out. This is a water cooling system. You can install it yourself. It is self-contained. You never have to fill it. You don't have to worry about leaks. It will give you the ultimate cooling in your computer system. It's got a double-sized radiator. So this is twice as big as the one you saw Hillary and I install in our system.
There's a lot of tickets in here.
Oh, yeah? What do you got?
I'm looking for a good one.
Oh, come on. Just shake it up. You're going to make them think that you're like... It looks like you're like
I can't rig
planning
it.
it.
How could I possibly rig it with all of these?
It is just numbers, isn't it? It's literally just
they
numbers.
They literally mean nothing. Okay. 8, 6, 5, 7, 0, 3.
There you have it, folks.
865-703.
If that's your number, you can give us a call, 2545-CAT5TV, or pop us an email live@category5.tv. We'll hook you up. Thank you very much to our sponsor tonight, thermaltakeusa.com. Do check them out. We have more Thermaltake products to give away over the next couple of weeks as well. So do not throw away your tickets.
No.
All of you folks who have those, make sure you hold on to them. If you didn't win tonight, you might win again next week. So don't lose that ticket. Make sure you're tuned in here at Category 5 over the next few weeks at least. You're going to fall in love with us. You're going to put up with us or whatever it's going to take. And we want you to be here. So thanks for joining us tonight. If you're new here, we'd love to hear from you. And sorry to those of you in the chat room who are like, oh, that's not my number. I wanted the liquid cooling system.
Oh, dear.
Yeah.
I just swallowed air and made myself choke.
Whoops. Congratulations to our winners tonight.
Yes.
Again, live at category5.tv. Let us know that
Whoever
you are the winner. We need your ticket, though. Don't throw it away if you think you won. We need to see that it's actually you.
Need proof, because anybody could be.
It was
865-3703.
John, no, you weren't even there.
You didn't fly in like you said you would.
I know. He said that we said that we wanted him to fly over, and he did. Said he did fly over, and they just flew over.
Too far over.
Well, unbelievable. All right, Hill, take her away.
Okie dokie. Here are the top stories from the Category5.tv newsroom. Samsung Electronics has estimated record profits in the 3 months to September, led by strong sales of its Galaxy smartphones. The South Korean company said it expects operating profits of equivalent to about $7.3 billion, nearly double last year's figure. Hackers have massacred all the virtual characters in some of online adventure game of the World of Warcraft, their major cities. They appear to have created a character able to destroy those of other players and those controlled by the game. Olivia Grace, contributing editor of WoW Insider, explained about the hack. They discovered a method to roll a level 1 character, which ran to the major cities. We don't know how exactly they did it, but somehow they were able to kill every single player's character in that city and every single computer-controlled character, and they were doing this repeatedly. Game creator Blizzard Activision has appealed for information, but added, this exploit has already been hot fixed, so it should not be repeatable.
It doesn't sound very sure.
It shouldn't be. Yeah. It might happen again.
It shouldn't happen again, but if it does, we said shouldn't.
Sorry.
Yeah. That's crazy.
Oh boy. Sony has halted sales of Xperia, its new Android tablet, after discovering that the device may not be water resistant as advertised. The Xperia tablet was unveiled in August 2012 in Berlin and has been marketed as a splash-proof tablet. It has been on sale for just under a month, and about 100,000 have been shipped, Sony said. The company says it will repair any damaged devices, and a spokesperson said a manufacturing flaw was to blame.
I'll say. Could you imagine? Okay, here's your new waterproof tablet. Oh, by the way.
Just kidding.
Yeah.
Not really.
You actually put water on it? It's a computer, dude. Wow. That's bad, eh? That's really bad. I mean, I would think that that's like almost like marketing mishaps 101.
Totally.
Like test the product, submerge it, splash it.
Turns out it wasn't.
Turns out just basically the little bit of spittle as you're talking while you're using it was okay. But if it gets any bit of water on it. Ouch. Ouch.
Lastly, Sunday marked the 60th anniversary of the barcode. Interesting fact, though, that the familiar black and white barcode didn't make its first appearance in an American shop until 1974 because the laser technology used to read them did not exist. The barcode patent was filed in the U.S. on October 7th, 1952. Happy birthday, barcode. You can get the full stories online at category5.tv/newsroom. The category5.tv newsroom is researched by Roy W. Nash with contributions from our fabulous community of viewers. If you have a story you think's worthy of on-air mention, send us an email at newsroom@category5.tv. For the category5.tv newsroom, I'm Hillary Rimble.
Thanks, Hillary. Tonight's show is brought to you in part by Cordery Electric, the official electrical company of Category 5 Technology TV. Find out their contact info on your screen or visit corderyelectric.com. Also, get your free trial of Netflix at cat5.tv/Netflix. That'll give you a free 1-month trial, and that helps support the show as well. cat5.tv/Netflix.
Sweet.
Ready to go back in time?
I love time travel.
Time travel is amazing.
Let's do it.
How many time travel fans are in the chat room right now?
In the house. Who's in the house?
We love nostalgia, so why wouldn't we love being able to go back in time? In fact,
Makes sense.
Hillary, there's something very, very important that we have to do in order to conduct this segment.
What
Are you ready?
is that?
We got to fire up the flux capacitor.
Oh, there it is. Let's go.
Yes.
Let's go, Marty.
Okay, so what would happen if somebody walked into your office, your studio, your computer area, or you just had your laptop running, and you're like, oh, this was an amazing conversation. I really wish I got that. Oh, your joke was hilarious, Robbie. I wish that I had that one on tape. Or the kids say something darling.
Those kids.
The kids always say the funniest things. Follow me on Twitter, Robbie Ferguson on Twitter. You'll see some of the funny things that my kids say. Today's was, Daddy, why do we have to go to school? Grandma said it's Thanksgiving every day. That's the kind of gold nuggets
That is precious.
that you just want to get on tape.
Totally.
But it always happens. It's like the Kodak moment, right? That moment where you snap the picture and, oh, you just missed it.
Yes.
Oh, if only I had my camera ready. Well, if only I had your recorder ready and could actually go back in time. What's neat about your computer system is that it has buffers. Anything that happens is happening, and it's being buffered, and it's in memory somewhere, and all you have to do is tap into it. Now, tonight we're going to actually tap into that, in a manner of speaking, and be able to press record now to record something that happened previously. That missed conversation. Cool. Let's record it from a minute ago, from 5 minutes ago, from 10 minutes ago.
Weird.
Crazy, hey?
It's hard to wrap your brain around this a little bit.
It's kind of just my spin on the thing. Really what we're going to be doing is just being able to record stuff that already happened.
Cool.
How cool. I think of all the different applications here. I think the kids are a great example. Certainly in business, it may be a good opportunity for you to use this maybe it's a security mechanism. Maybe it's just, sometimes you need to be able to capture something that's being said. I think about, Eric comes in here sometimes with his guitar and he'll be messing around and playing a lick. It's like, oh, that was awesome. Okay, do it again so that I can record it. I don't really remember what I did there.
Yeah,
so I'll try it again, and it's not the same. And I'll do the same thing where I'm singing away or something, writing a song, and I wish I could remember that lyric that I just did. Hit record, and it actually records from 5 minutes ago.
Ooh.
What?
Weird.
Okay, you ready for this?
Yeah.
We are going to install a program called Timemachine.
How fitting.
This isn't Mac backups, people. This is an audio recording application. It's going to use the JACK sound system, okay?
Cool.
So, you guys in the chat room, love yous. Okay, what we're going to do is we're going to install this software. It's called JACK Timemachine. You got to do it on Linux. Go into Synaptic Package Manager, okay? In there, just do a quick search for Timemachine. And you'll see there it is. JACK audio recorder for spontaneous blah, blah, blah. It records 10 seconds of audio. It says we can actually go back further. Okay, so we're going to mark that for installation. I don't have Jack installed. That's kind of like a virtual rack system for my computer. I'm going to allow that to install. So we've marked that, hit apply, and that's actually going to go and install everything that we need to use our brand new time machine. Can you think of any other applications here?
I keep thinking of this Jonas Brothers song about time machine and flux capacitor.
Okay, oh, check this out. It's asking if we want real-time priorities. Say no to that. Otherwise, it's going to have to install as root, for one thing, and then you're not going to be able to use the software unless you run it as root. So just say no. You probably have a powerful enough computer that you don't need to check that box off anyways. Okay, sorry. Jonas Brothers? I don't know anything about the Jonas Brothers.
No, that's what I was thinking of applications. I just keep thinking of the Jonas Brothers song about time travel.
Cool.
And a flux capacitor.
Yeah, maybe they used a time machine software to record that song. They're like jamming in the studio, and all of a sudden they're like, whoa, that was sweet. Quick, use time machine to go back in time audibly.
I think you're right.
Do you think that could have happened that way?
It's entirely possible.
Okay. Changes applied. That's it. It's installed. It's ready to go. How easy was that?
Whoa.
Yeah. So, what I'll do now, I'm going to actually show you what we need to do next. It's installed in our Linux system. I love that about Linux. We can get everything installed like that. Okay. And it installed all the dependencies. So, as I was going here, applications, sound and video, you now see a couple of new things. I'm going to zoom in just a little bit for you. Okay, so we have JACK Timemachine. That's the actual software, which if I run it now, it's not going to work, okay? Because we need to actually activate the JACK sound system. So there's another program that's been added to my menu here called QJack CTL. It might be called JACK Audio Connection Kit or JACK Controller on your computer. Just run that. And that's going to load this thing that looks like a virtual kind of audio rack. This is actually going to give us something to connect the time machine to.
Okay, I see.
So Jack is going to act as kind of the buffer so that it's monitoring everything that's going through your sound card or whatever through the microphone. Okay, so let's see what happens here. I'll go like this. There we go.
Oh, cool.
Okay, so we're going to start the Jack Audio Connection Kit just by clicking on Start. Because we did not install that real-time stuff, it's going to work. Started. If you get an error there, it means you installed it in real time and you need to probably either change that or run this as super user, which I don't recommend. Okay, so now that it's started, I can actually open the time machine, and it looks just like that.
Ooh.
That's it. It's like a flux capacitor.
That's exactly what it is.
Which we just happen to have right there.
I'm glad you were able to get that out of storage in time.
It's a good thing. Well, I actually was a little bit behind schedule, and so I actually found it 20 minutes from now and went back and got it just before the show.
Good.
It worked out. I mean, it worked out. So there it is. Okay, everything's running, but there is no audio going to the time machine right now. Because the way Jack works is, as I said, it's kind of like a virtual audio rack. It's like the old patch panel where you can take a cable, patch it in to the output, and patch it into the input. So what we're going to do is we're going to click on Connect. This is really, really cool stuff, folks. Connect. Okay, so we see our running software over here that we can use for the inputs. So Time Machine is there, and our system. So first thing I want to do I can have that up on the screen or whatever. I'm just going to bring up my sound preferences for ALSA. Go to Input, and just make sure that my internal sound card is selected and my microphone is selected. If it was set to my QuickCam, for example, it's going to be using the wrong microphone. I don't want to do that. I want to actually use the input on my sound card. So over here, I'm going to choose which capture it is. If one or the other doesn't work, you can add both, or you can add just one or the other and change it. So I've selected Capture 2 because I happen to know that's what it is. And now over here, I'm going to select Time Machine.
Okay.
So here's my input, Capture 2, which is my microphone. Here's my output. It goes to Time Machine. Now, to demonstrate that visually, let's hit Connect, and you're going to see the virtual audio cable that's going to be connected between those two devices. Here we go. Connect. There you go. So now, as I speak, you see now Time Machine is in fact receiving audio.
Yes. Because
of that virtual audio cable that I created from my sound card, which is ALSA based. okay, over through a virtual audio cable up to my time machine. And now time machine is ready to go. I can close this window, minimize everything else, and just let it go.
Ooh, cool.
Yeah. So how neat is that, right?
Mm-hmm.
So if I hit record, it's actually recording from the past. But what's happened here is because it's default out of the box, it's actually recording to a 64-bit WAV file. That's the file.
Oh.
Okay? So if you don't want to work with W64 files, which I would prefer to work with waves, I'm going to close that. I'm going to actually close Time Machine, and let's right-click on our menu and go Edit Menus. Here we're going to get a little bit more advanced with Time Machine by changing the command line options. I'm going to go to Sound and Video here. All we're doing is we're editing the menu item in GNOME, or, you know, if you're using a different if you're not using GNOME, if you're using KDE or whatever, just edit what we want to edit. JACK Timemachine, go Properties. Okay, so it's just loading it by default. Defaulter 10 seconds recording, save to 64-bit WAV file. So we're going to change that. We're going to go -F for file type, and we're going to call it WAV, no dot. Okay. -T for time. Let's go 60 secs. SECS. Okay. So now I'm going to close that. So what I've done is I've now changed my defaults when I load Time Machine. There it is. I now have to reconnect Jack to the Time Machine. Okay, there we go. Check, check, check. All right.
It's working.
So let's see. Yeah, it's definitely working.
Yes,
okay.
I see the microphone going.
So we literally have to wait a minimum of 60 seconds because it's actually going back in time 60 seconds. And if I start recording now, it was before I loaded it, and that buffer doesn't exist. Bizarre.
So let's think of something intelligent to say right now.
Something intelligent to say.
Or funny. Witty, charming, debonair.
Well, Eric comes in and he starts playing his guitar, and it's a really cool lick. But I didn't hit record until now, and I get the whole thing.
Cool.
What other examples can you think of in the chat room? I like the idea of, you know, just even phone calls or something. Or
yeah.
Maybe I'm talking to somebody and I come up with something really great, you know, which doesn't happen often. And so I don't want to lose that. Right?
Okay.
You don't want to lose those moments, folks.
I know one. Okay, in my own life, I am like constantly trying to enter and win radio contests.
Okay.
And then they're like, be caller number 7. And then they say the phone number, but it's like 10 digits long. And you're like, oh.
So you just turn up your radio.
What's the phone number? And then I don't know.
That's a great example, yeah. Oh, I caught the tail end of this song, and the DJ was so quick to say, that was Justin Bieber. And I missed it. And I didn't know if it was Justine Bieber or who it was. So, you know, how do I tap into that information? I hit my time, just bring up my time machine. I mean, you can leave this thing running all the time.
Yeah, really.
And then just call on it when you need it. And there you have it. You've got your very own real audio time machine. Should we see what actually happens here?
Yeah, let's test this bad boy out.
I'm a little bit nervous because I've never traveled through time before. At least not audibly.
True.
Yes. So now, okay, so we've said something incredibly witty. Oh, I need to push record, okay? So I'm literally just pushing record now. And now it's actually saving a file from the computer to my computer. I've saved it as a WAV file because I remember I set that.
Yes.
So now I'm done recording that. I'm going to hit stop. Now, we only talked for about, what, 5-10 seconds there.
Over top of it.
Right. So now if I bring up the file, and let's actually open that up in Audacity.
Okay.
Just to get a look at what it looks like. And you'll see that file is, in fact, much longer than just your
what we
5 seconds. It was 1 minute and 15 seconds.
Oh, wow.
Right? So it actually literally went back in time.
Can we play it to hear ourselves?
Let's see what happens here. Is it going to play?
Or will it confuse itself? Because we're in real time watching reverse time. Online.
Yes, right.
It's very confusing stuff. Kind of crazy. Kind of wild.
The audio data is there. Maybe if I just point to it. See if...
Well, I do see it. It does exist.
It does. Let's see here. But my playback devices, of all things.
That's okay.
Yeah, let's see.
It's definitely there. And I hope it recorded something about my love for the Jonas Brothers, so that way they know that I said it.
Right.
So there's audio proof of the past.
What I'm going to actually do, I'm going to throw that file over to the server here, and I'll push play elsewhere, just so that we can actually hear it.
Dennis Kelly's wondering, does this take up a lot of room on your computer?
No, I mean, it's a WAV file. That was 12 megs. I mean, you wouldn't want to do it on an SSD, most likely.
Oh, well, that's good. I see something and I hear something in the distance. It's a distant memory, but I know it's there.
It is, certainly. There we go.
Oh, I hear it. I hear myself. Weird. That's just so bizarre.
Oh, there it is. Yeah. Sorry.
Oh, I hear it.
I know you can't really hear that there because I'm just actually playing it out of speakers, and unfortunately I don't have like a loop back from the particular computer we were using. And that's unfortunate that I did run a cable and it unfortunately didn't pick up audio there. But that file goes back as far as a minute before I pushed record. So how neat is that, though? I mean, and you can actually capture something that happened a couple minutes ago. And now I set it to 60 seconds, right? You can set it to 10 minutes if you want it.
Creepy.
Neat stuff.
That is very, very cool.
The power of your computer, eh? When you just monkey with some stuff and get a couple of tools working together.
Your computer is always thinking, always moving and breathing. See, it listened to everything we just said, and we didn't even know it. Well, until it was too late.
And see, we've been talking like that. And now I can hit record, and now everything that we set up to that point,
there it is.
It was already recording in memory. I mean, it wasn't actually recording to the hard drive.
No.
It's just floating around in the memory, the buffers of your computer. And now all of a sudden I've hit record, and so it said, okay, grab the last minute and then append everything that happens after that. And here we go.
Easy.
Yeah.
That is a bizarre abstract concept if you think about it.
I think it's great. Give it a try. It's called Timemachine. It's available in Synaptic Package Manager. You've got to be running Linux to do it. Don't forget, if you're not getting any audio, you've got to connect that sound system, okay? And find your input. As I said, if you're not sure which input, add them both. See, you can run 2 virtual audio cables. You're good to go. Just stick a microphone into the mic jack of your computer, and that's going to do everything you need it to do.
Cool.
Fun stuff.
That is very fun, actually. Quite fun.
The power of the flux capacitor, folks.
Who knew?
Amazing. Amazing. This is Category 5 Technology TV. You'll find us online, www.category5.tv. I'm Robbie Ferguson.
I'm Hillary Rumble.
If you're new here, love to hear from you. Just pop us an email if you like, live@category5.tv, and we'd love to hear where you're from, how you heard of us, and what you're doing here, what you're enjoying about the show. In particular, I'd like to say hi to everybody who's watching on YouTube tonight. Also, those who are following us on Twitter and Facebook even. We're seeing more people joining us on both of those social media platforms. Certainly Twitter is booming these days on my own profile, Robbie Ferguson, and it's such a pleasure to have everybody joining us as part of the show. Also, a Twitter account set up, you see just below Hillary there, Category 5 TV, and Hillary Rumble.
That's
with
me.
2 L's on Twitter as well. And you can follow all of us. Do check out our bios on our website, category5.tv. You'll find us under the team and about us, and there you'll be able to find all our social media links. And I'd encourage you to follow all of us.
Because we have riveting things to say.
We do, like all those fun things that I say about the funny things that my kids say. If you don't want all the personal stuff, because I mean, obviously I'm tweeting as myself, and it seems, you know, we're having a lot of fun on Twitter, and there's a lot of communication going back and forth, and I love that. But if you just want the notifications when Category 5 is going live. You want to know when the files are uploaded. You want to know what the latest tech news is. Just follow Category 5 TV. That's the official, the corporate Category 5 kind of Twitter account. So, but follow them all, and you'll really get to know those of us here at Category 5 TV. We love doing this for you and hanging out with you, getting to know you, our viewers. It's nice to see people that there are people who disappear for a while and then come back to us, and whatever they're getting, busy summer or whatever. And here they are, they're back, and nice to see them. I know Dave Maydew was trying to join us again tonight as well. Not sure that I saw him in the chat room, but I do hope that you're here, Dave, and if not, just know that we're thinking of you. And we certainly have fun talking to Dave on Twitter as well. Toby is joining us in the chat room. I'm not sure if I said hi yet to Albert R. I believe I may have, but also just everybody who's joining us there. Garby. Carly also joining us. It's so nice to have you joining us as well. Fairly new viewer to the show, and we love having you here. Thanks for joining us. Who else? We've got D Hand Chosen also joining us again tonight. Good guy. A couple of guests. Jim Bob Media is joining us. Joe DeMax, which I should say, Joe, no offense on the Justin Bieber comment. It was just for fun. It was for kicks. Kowalski, ZYK, nice to see you. Mathman47, Maxwell6307, M Hall 119. Loads of people joining us in the chat room. Nice to see you. Napa Polar Bear, Raffer, Pyrus Rock, RD Blair. Nice to see everybody.
The whole gang.
Yeah.
The boys are back in town. The gang is back in town.
So, anything big going on this week?
I'm trying to think of any amusing anecdotes or any exciting highlights in my life. I'll come back to that one.
What was it we saw before the show and it made us groan?
Oh, it was like a punny.
Yes.
It was a punny.
Came to us from a new friend on Facebook, and I'm not sure if you're aware. If you're watching Twitter, you know that I was speaking at Ignite Barrie this past Friday. Loads of fun, and such a privilege to be a part of that. You can read all about it on my blog. It's baldnerd.com.
How fitting. I
met Linda LaForge there, who, by the way, her real name is LaForge, and she understood the reference. So you gotta love her already. She posted that at any given time, the urge to sing "The Lion Sleeps Tonight" is just a whim away. A whim away, a whim away, a whim away.
Get it?
And that made us groan.
I liked it.
But it made me laugh a little bit inside as well. So thanks for that. You can get us on Facebook, on Twitter, anywhere you are socially active. And also pop your email to us for questions that are beyond the 140 characters, live at category5.tv.
And send your postcards for those of you who are old school and like to keep it real.
Love receiving those.
We do. Yeah. It's cool. It's tangible. The internet's great. Digital postcards, very cool. But there's something special about a tangible
e-cards just don't do it for us, folks.
You know?
The dancing penguins are cute, but
so cute.
We just want a picture of the penguins from the local zoo. That's our preference.
With your name signed in ink. In cursive. People don't know how to do cursive anymore.
What else I like? Yeah, I don't know how to do any of that stuff. I load the sans serif font. I mean, that's me. My signature is actually a font, a TTF. It's just, that's the one that I think it was called Kids. Sloppy handwriting. That's my signature. I totally forget what I was going to say, but it's the end of the show, so it doesn't really matter.
Oh.
We made it through an hour, folks, and that's all right. So worked out pretty well, I say. Hope you had a fun time. Hope you enjoyed yourself. And we're again back next week. We've got another one of those Thermaltake laid-on mouse pads to give away. Seriously, I mean, I've never been excited about a mouse pad until this moment.
It's pretty rad.
Awesome. You saw the difference in size, right? If you're a gamer, you know that that's awesome. Even if you're a graphic designer, think about the advantages of having a great big mouse pad. Fantastic stuff. I've also got a pair of headphones from Thermaltake, really high-end, excellent headphones to give away. We've got a couple of Magic Jacks with 1 year of full long distance for Canada and the United States to give away.
Sweet.
lots of stuff to give away over the next couple of weeks, so hold on to those ballots, all of you folks who were at our 5th anniversary show. And for those of you who weren't there, who don't have a ballot and are saying, why don't we get any prezzies? Don't worry, there's stuff to come for you as well. But we really love getting to know some of our local viewers right now. We're really, it's fun to be able to go shake hands with the locals and let you know that here we are, we're broadcasting from Barrie, Ontario, Canada. And that's your hometown, so we want to be a part of it, and we want you to be a part of what we do here at the show. So thanks, everybody. Been a blast being here. Hillary, you're the bomb.
Oh, get out of town.
Thanks, buddy.
My pleasure.
You have fun tonight?
Always a good time here, I'm telling you.
All right. See you next week, everybody. Don't forget, we've got Abigail Smith is going to be joining us for the first time in a couple of weeks. Next week, we've got Krista Wells.
Nice.
And the day before Halloween, you guessed it, we've got the Halloween special as well. So, who knows what's going to happen there.
You don't know what could happen.
You don't know. But I can't give you any hints either. You just know you got to tune in, and there will be prizes. So...
Alrighty, sounds good to me.
Have a great week, everybody.
Bye, guys.
See ya.
We hope you enjoyed the show. Category 5 TV broadcasts live from Barrie, Ontario, Canada every Tuesday at 7 p.m. Eastern. If you're watching this on demand or through cable TV, check out the local show times in your area at category5.tv and find out when you can watch live and interact in the community chat room. Category 5 is a production of Prodigy Digital Solutions and is licensed under Creative Commons Attribution 2.5 Canada. We'll see you next time. Thanks for tuning in.